The first entry is Halo Combat Evolved, a landmark shooter that remains highly playable on Series X thanks to smooth performance and clean presentation. The game introduces a balanced mix of gunplay, vehicle combat, and open level design that encourages player choice. Enemy encounters are structured to reward positioning, grenade usage, and weapon selection, rather than simple reflexes. The campaign pacing feels deliberate, alternating between large outdoor battlefields and tighter interior spaces. Storytelling is minimal but effective, supported by strong atmosphere and memorable music. AI behavior still feels dynamic, with enemies reacting differently based on pressure and tactics. On Series X, loading times are reduced, and frame rate stability enhances responsiveness. Overall, it stands as a foundational console shooter that still delivers engaging combat and clear design principles.
Following that is Halo 2, a sequel that expands on the original with more refined mechanics and a stronger narrative focus. The dual-wielding system changes combat flow by encouraging aggressive play and close-range encounters. Level variety is significantly improved, offering diverse environments and more cinematic mission structures. Enemy design feels more layered, requiring players to adapt tactics rather than rely on one weapon. The story introduces multiple perspectives, adding depth and scales to the conflict. Multiplayer, while not the focus here, influenced modern console shooters with its pacing and map design. On Series X, performance enhancements make gunfights feel sharper and more fluid. Halo 2 remains an essential experience that demonstrates how sequels can meaningfully evolve core gameplay systems.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic stands out as a role-playing game built around choice, character development, and narrative depth. Combat uses a turn-based system under real-time presentation, encouraging strategic planning over fast reactions. Player decisions shape story outcomes, companions, and alignment, giving strong replay value. Exploration is structured but rewarding, with distinct planets offering varied quests and moral dilemmas. Dialogue choices are central, allowing players to define their character's personality and motivations. The writing balances classic Star Wars themes with original ideas. On Series X, performance stability improves long play sessions. Despite its age, the game systems remain engaging due to strong narrative structure and meaningful progression that still resonates with modern players. Next is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, a sequel that takes a darker and more philosophical approach to its universe. The game focuses heavily on character psychology, moral ambiguity, and the consequences of power. Combat builds on the original with expanded customization and deeper force mechanics. Companion characters are more complex, reacting dynamically to player choices and alignment. The narrative challenges traditional hero tropes, offering a more introspective experience. Exploration remains structured, but dense with story-driven content. On Series X, improved performance helps maintain immersion during long sessions. While more demanding in its themes, this entry rewards players who appreciate layered storytelling and deeper role-playing systems. Fable offers a lighthearted action role-playing experience centered on player choice and consequence. Combat is accessible, blending melee, ranged, and magic abilities without overwhelming complexity. The world reacts to player behavior, affecting appearance, reputation, and interactions with non-player characters. Progression is straightforward, allowing players to grow stronger through use rather than menus alone. Side activities add personality and humor, reinforcing the game's unique tone. The story is simple but effective, supporting the sense of personal growth. On Series X, performance enhancements make exploration smoother. Fable remains enjoyable due to its charm, clear systems, and focus on player-driven identity within a fantasy setting. Fable: The Lost Chapters expands on the original by adding new content and refining existing systems. Additional story segments deepen the narrative and provide greater context to the world. Combat balance is improved, making progression feel more consistent across playstyles. New areas encourage exploration, while maintaining the original's whimsical tone. Player choices continue to influence appearance and reputation, reinforcing long-term consequences. Side content feels more integrated rather than optional filler. On Series X, stability improvements enhance pacing and reduce interruptions. This version represents the most complete form of the original Fable experience, offering more depth without losing accessibility or charm. Ninja Gaiden Black delivers a demanding action experience focused on precision and mastery. Combat is fast, technical, and unforgiving, rewarding players who learn enemy patterns and timing. Weapon variety encourages experimentation, each offering distinct strengths and combo potential. Level design supports combat flow, providing arenas that test movement and awareness. Difficulty is high, but fair, with clear feedback for mistakes. Visual presentation emphasizes clarity, ensuring attacks are readable even at high speed. On Series X, performance consistency enhances responsiveness, which is crucial for this style of gameplay. The game remains a benchmark for skill-based action design that challenges players without compromise. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory represents stealth gameplay at its most refined. The game emphasizes light, sound, and positioning, requiring patience and planning over aggression. Level design offers multiple paths and solutions, allowing players to adapt their approach. Gadgets and tools expand tactical options without overwhelming the core mechanics. Enemy AI reacts realistically to disturbances, increasing tension during infiltration. The story supports the gameplay without overshadowing it, maintaining focus on espionage. On Series X, improved visuals and smooth performance enhance immersion. Chaos Theory remains a standout stealth experience due to its balance, clarity, and respect for player agency.
Crimson Sky's High Road to Revenge offers an arcade flight combat experience built around speed and accessibility. Controls are intuitive, allowing players to perform complex maneuvers with ease. Combat focuses on positioning, timing, and situational awareness rather than simulation realism. Mission design keeps pacing high, rarely slowing momentum. Visual style emphasizes clarity and movement, reinforcing the game's energetic tone. Progression unlocks new aircraft and upgrades that encourage experimentation. On Series X, smoother frame rate enhances aerial combat precision. The game succeeds as a fun, skill-based action title that remains engaging through its focused design. Panzer Dragoon Orta closes the list with a rail shooter built around rhythm, timing, and visual spectacle. Gameplay emphasizes precise aiming and pattern recognition, rewarding focus and consistency. Movement along predetermined paths allows designers to craft tightly controlled encounters. The bond between rider and dragon is reinforced through mechanics and presentation. Visual design is distinctive, creating a surreal and memorable atmosphere. Progression unlocks new forms that subtly change playstyle. On Series X, performance improvements enhance clarity and responsiveness. The game remains a unique experience that stands apart through its artistic direction and disciplined gameplay structure.